percent. We have our next guest now joining us, Sushil Kedia, the founder of Kedia is with us now. Sushil, good afternoon. Thanks much for joining us. The market's back to its recent highs, and how after a very, sharp correction to 10,800, we're back to 11,650. What next on the Nifty?
Anuj, this rally has been one coming in the middle of kind of disbelief on patterns. At least we have not had sufficient belief. In a sense, we have not captured it well. And the patterns still are looking suspicious, as in the bottom that was formed, there was not looking even now a very robust one. Secondly, the move has come very sharply, but on the back of very selective movements of certain stocks on certain days. Like today, the limelight is caught by HDFC Twins, and say a couple of days ago it was TCS. Reliance has not performed at all. In fact, Reliance is looking like on the upside, it may maximum go to 2280 and come back again to say 2150 maybe, and we are say about at the 70th percentile of this range right now. Larsen and Toubro has not moved, ITC has not moved. Lever is still looking like is a stock worth selling. So the Nifty has been, well, in 2020 this is 1 week where we have not been comfortable or got it right. So I do not want to smoke something very hard with you on the Nifty, and I like to get away by saying 10,800 that resistance above, and 10,800 below. So maybe a pullback to 11,100 is possible, and quite probably we will go down to say 11,300 or 350 before we move up further higher. Market is extremely overbought, and the banks have started really outperforming. So maybe if the correction indeed comes, whether after 11,800 or right away, I am not able to place my finger perfectly on it. I doubt Bank Nifty is going to go down as much as Nifty may go down, because banks are looking like are already having spring under their charts.
Okay, Sushil, good afternoon. So let me explore that point further. I get your trade on the Nifty that maybe from here to about 11,800, perhaps a short trade might work for a couple of 100 points downside. But then what should the trade be on banks? Specifically on the bigger ones like HDFC Bank, for instance, that's moving today.
See, HDFC Bank has become now a difficult chart. There is no signal to sell it, and it's obviously not a place to any longer go and do any shopping on. It's seriously overbought, and the strength may persist a little bit more. If one must push a very crowded technical analysis idea like levels, then 1151 is what it made a top in July, and then 1148 it made a top, and so it's again coming to kind of a triple top. But this level-based trading may not really work in this market, more so with too many people doing that kind of trading now. Technical analysis is soft science, not like the natural sciences. So I like to avoid that, and it's looking toppy to me here. If it breaks out and still goes up, I'm not able to right now place a finger on HDFC Bank to really trade it properly. So Survi, I do not have a good answer on that.
Okay. What about TCS, Sushil? That corrected a bit, but after that it's been a stunning 10% move.
So see, today's candle on all the IT stocks, they all opened slightly higher than yesterday, made a good dip in the first part of the trading, and have come back to almost closing time now at the open area. Such a candle is called a hanging man pattern. It creates a strong doubt that this recent uptrend of last 7-8 days may be getting arrested. So if tomorrow these stocks close lower, then today's candle would have become a top. So again they are the difficult ones to right away make any strong opinion on. Perhaps if they are soft tomorrow, there will be a time to sell them.
Okay, that's TCS. Sushil, I'm going to persist with the financials just because there's so much momentum. Look at HDFC. Now it's almost a 9% move. This is not a mid-cap. This is HDFC we're talking about. Now, whether it is this or any of the other NBFCs, Bajaj Finance, or another bank like ICICI Bank, any other financial stock where you're seeing a clear trade right now?
All three names that you took, HDFC, Bajaj Finance, or ICICI, are all trading with very different patterns. So I like to get away with HDFC saying this kind of a jostle up for 200 rupees, from 1800 it goes to almost 1940 now. The chart seems like, is someone in a real hurry to move this price? Why is this moving so much? So unless and until there is some major information that is going to come out that will justify such a move. This could very well be that the broad market has come up to an important reversal zone, and HDFC and HDFC Bank today built that strength, while there may be exits happening in metals and all, which we will know post facto. So, just because something is so strong is not a good enough reason to feel excited about its tomorrow's trade and day after tomorrow's trade. Coming to Bajaj Finance, I think, Bajaj Finance may offer a decent short trade should it just close. Should Bajaj Finance slip below 34.70, I'll use today's high as a stop loss point to short sell. Maybe it will come down by 400 rupees. That's the pattern on them. The short sell signal may or may not come today, or it may come 2 days later. But for today, if it slips below 34.75, I'll go short on it with today's high at 34.95. Now, ICICI Bank, along with all the bank's strength, may persist for another couple of days. But I think, the big buy call on the banks for Bank Nifty to go to 26,000, I think, in between 1,000-point decline on Bank Nifty may have to be digested. So for short-term trading, should this market come and slip below 22,700, a short trade comes into place for playing down to 21,800. So this is a tentative market for traders. And for speculative swings, I would say, it's too late to now build further longs, and definitely a little early to try and sell. It's a moment to be just stay poised right now.
Okay, Sushil, one stock which led the last rally but has refused to participate in this rally is Reliance. Your thoughts on the charts?
So Reliance, I said in the early part of our conversation, the foreseeable range for my methods is Reliance may not go above 22.80 in this current phase of the market and might come back to 21,500, which is what might explain if a correction sets in, Nifty corrects far more than Bank Nifty. So that's the range in which we are stuck on Reliance. I think, the all-time high that Reliance made, and the long correction that started after that, because the last day of trade on that high was a very big spike up. So I think, we are done about 70 to 75% of that correction, and some more of that is still left, and that some more could go to as low as 2150.
Okay, let me ask about its peer in the telecom space. And this is another stock which has stunned, I think, most people in its D-rating, Bharti Airtel. Anything fresh in sight, any levels, any advice on this?
See, Bharti seemed today morning like is an interim rebound of 20 rupees could come, but the volume is an illusion on this stock. To try and go and execute even 20, 30 lots, you need to really move the price and then get it done. So Bharti participation on the screen is very, very tepid right now. To take a very strong call on this doesn't seem like the final bottom may have been done. An interim rally to as much as 460 cannot be ruled out. Perhaps one should plan to play for 440. Difficult one to trade. And I won't be shocked and surprised if it went to 380 also. So I'm not saying 380 will come. I'm not saying 460 will come. One will have to play it tentatively. You take 2, 3, 4 rupees stop loss in a very small position, because large positions cannot be executed just now.
Okay, any cash stocks which catch your eye, Sushil?
Anuj, given that the market has come up to this point, I like to avoid speaking too strongly on any of the cash stocks. We'll reserve them for next week. I would say in this market still, if trades have to be picked up, Larsen has not moved. So maybe a 6, 7 rupees stop loss, and you can 10 rupees stop loss, and you can try and take a long trade on it. ITC maybe can bounce up by about 10 rupees perhaps. So I'm not going to be able to catch, these mega movers like HDFC right now. They've moved a lot. So I'll pick up some of these humbler trades. I'll look for shorting all the metal stocks, all of them. I'm going to short Hindustan Lever as and when this market goes.
Okay, Sushil, finally, I'll just ask you about the mother market. There's just too much going on with the elections and with the president's health, etc. So any goalposts to keep in mind to look out for indicators on either the Dow or the S&P 500?
Surabhi, this level-based trading in either very extremely liquid intraday trading like in an FX market still continues to work. But in jumpy, noisy markets with too much of information entropy, level-based trading will result into too many stop losses. So I'll simply say the structure on Nasdaq chart and the S&P chart is not right now one that it can make any sustained strong up move. They are bearish structures. The correction that started on them from their highs, all-time highs so far, don't seem to be completed. So maybe a day or two and they'll come off. The conundrum globally is FTSE, DAX, Kospi and Nikkei look like are kind of scraping the bottom of a barrel and will move. The Russian index as well will move up. So America is in on an orbit of its own. Hang Seng, Shanghai Composite, FTSE, DAX are looking like are just about making a bottom, and India has like really raced up. So to try and draw too much from global correlations is also likely to be not too helpful for another week or 10 days.
Okay, Sushil, we leave it there today. Thanks a lot for joining us. That's the word coming in from Sushil Kedia of Kedianomics. The market, by the way, is surging now. The Nifty at 11,656, up 152 points, and the Bank Nifty up almost 500 points. It's been a very, very strong rally today. Even the mid-caps joining in now, and the mid-cap index also up about 0.5%. We'll take a break and we'll come back with the BTST calls. Buy today, sell tomorrow from our technical experts.